welcome to Movement Practice Online. My name's Hannah. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise I call toe spreading. Now, this exercise is really useful for a number of reasons. It's really good for foot mobility, and when we're working on movement, working on our foot mobility and our foot strength is a really good place to start because it's actually going to affect our overall health and well-being, because our feet are the things that we're standing on all day. And surprisingly, we can improve a lot just from working on our feet. This exercise is also especially good for improving balance, because if we have a wider base to stand on, we are going to be more stable, and this exercise helps us to achieve that wider base. Many of us wear shoes which are quite narrow and may be restricting the movement of the toes and preventing our toes from being able to spread apart. So you may find this exercise quite challenging to begin with, because those muscles need to retrain. They need to kind of wake up, as it were, and be able to regain that movement that they may have lost from being held almost like a cast, being held in that shoe and not being able to move. So it's about being able to find that mobility, both passively and actively. So passively is where the movement's done for us, and actively is where we're actually using our muscles to move our body into the right place. And I'm going to teach you both versions of this today. So here is the passive version of toe spreading. You can do this sitting down on the floor, or you can sit down on a chair or on a bed. It doesn't really matter. You just need to be able to reach your toes. So you're going to take your foot and you're going to put your fingers in between your toes and just spread them out. And it really is as simple as that, and you can just hold that for perhaps up to about 30 seconds. And then you can release and obviously do it on both legs. Now, if you struggle with mobility, because some people are going to find it quite hard to bring their leg all the way up to be able to hold onto your toes, the other version that you can do, on the back of it so you can see, is to bend down and spread them from above. So you can put your fingers in between your toes from above rather than from beneath your foot. And that way you can sit in a chair and reach forward and down, and you just might find that a little bit easier rather than lifting your leg up to be able to do that. The other version of this exercise is the active version. And this is where we're using our muscles to open the toes and spread them apart. And so this is building our strength in our feet. So all you need to do is take the toes open and hold it there, and then you relax. So you take your toes apart using your muscles to get there, and then you relax. And then you go again. Spread those toes as wide as you can, and then relax. And you can repeat this a few times. And you can do this exercise sitting down, standing up. It doesn't really matter. It is good to have your feet in contact with the floor as you're doing it, as it does make it that little bit easier to do that separating movement. So the great thing about those exercises is they are really easy to fit into your daily routine. You don't need to take any special exercise time out of your day to do it. All you need to do is take your socks off, and you can be doing that kind of thing while you're watching TV, reading a book. It's a great thing to do while you're relaxing at home. And so therefore it's really easy to do every day and without taking up any extra time. It's surprising how such a simple little exercise that doesn't really feel like you're doing very much can have such a big impact on the health of our body and our ability to move, stay mobile, and also to balance well. It can also help with things like foot pain. So my challenge for you is to find a time when you can fit that exercise in every day and see how that exercise benefits you. And just before we go, here's a little added tip. When we're doing the passive toe spreading, you can actually use things like the toe spreaders that you'd use if you're doing nail varnish and that kind of thing, and you can put those in between your toes. And that way you can be doing this activity without having to actually bend down and use your hands to do it, thus making it even easier to fit into your schedule. But I'd recommend doing the passive toe spreading just for a few minutes at a time and maybe build up the length of time, because if you're using something like the nail varnish toe spreaders, you don't want to leave them in for hours and hours, otherwise you'll end up with sore feet as a result of doing too much too soon. So build up the length of time you do it slowly. So I hope that's helped. Of course, leave me some comments, let me know how you get on with this exercise and how this exercise benefits you. And I'll see you in the next video.